Yes, sir, YouTube, the 1990s. Yes, sir, replay 1990s. The 90s, as they called them. While we were young, we called them the 90s, man. It was like sex in the 90s, right? You guys remember this. If not, you should. And if you don't remember the 90s, you don't remember real clouds. You don't know what those are. And things like that, you know? If you're not from the 90s, you don't know what it's like to not have your fucking computer that's constantly bugged. You know, you're worried about your telephone and shit. You guys remember the 90s? Hold on, let me follow you, Rich. Like, you're worried about your telephones in the 90s, but... Like, your beeper, dude, your pager, the government ain't nothing to do with your pager in the 90s. Alright, I'm just talking about freedom in the 90s. I heard there's also in the 90s, there's this thing called bands who played these things called musics, and they took these things called drugs, and all the kids did these things called party. I heard about that. I was kind of young in the 90s, though, you guys. If I remember this. Otherwise, Richie, I'll just ask for the old share there. I'll ask for the follow. You guys missed it all. We went through the entire 90s. We went from like 1990 to 1999 already. Remember, Woodstock 99, right? But Woodstock 94 was something. Used to get high in the 90s, and I don't care what the temperature is. This dude is pulling some crazy jokes, man. This dude, whoa, man. Dude, I'm from the 90s, man. This shit was just a little too hot, a little too fresh, man. Whoa, dude. No, that's the type of jokes we used to tell in the 90s, man. Just like that. It was like that in the 90s. What's up, Shuri? Miss Shuri. It was just like that in the 90s. People were fucking funny, dude. People had a sense of humor. And, like, all that Nazi shit, it was like, nobody was really down with it as much. Like, it was crazy in the 90s. Some people were, but, like, some people were just hot on their heads, you know? Because there was drugs back then, you know? And, like, there was a lot more ignorance because the internet hadn't broken out. So, I mean, yeah, it was weird. And everybody was, like, all mutilated and shit. It was like, we did this. What day is it? Something in the 90s. Who gives a fuck? And there was, like, drugs everywhere. People were ODing a lot. And people were being safe a lot. I am unique, you know? I am from the 90s, you guys. I remember freedom. I remember the vision. I have a vision from the 90s. It survived somehow. It wasn't as destroyed. Like, when everybody saw that corporate takeover coming in the 90s. Good Grateful Dead shows? Dude, I was never into the Dead, but I bet if you caught one of the Dead shows in the 90s, you're fucking cool. I bet you're an alright person. I bet you're probably not a narc or, like, a spy or anything. You're probably cool. I was too young to go to shows in the 90s, you know, like all my older friends, like I saw them like go to Lollapalooza and whatnot and do drugs and all this, but I was like, and go to the Firestone, which is like the underground club, right? There's like a underground like racing shit in the 90s. Talking like, up until like 1996, 1997 that shit started to get shut down, but my older friends got to do that. And I didn't really get to get... Yeah, I like rap for sure. I like rap. I got to see... you went to 142 Ditches? Good job, Rich. Man, good job, dude. Let's do acid, right? You still got some, right? You must still have some if you went to that many shows. You're probably good. You probably just got some everywhere lying around. Listen, man. I saw Ghostface play in Portland a couple years ago on the 12 Reasons to Die tour. It was really good. It's a great show. Last acid was 92. Bro, that acid out there now is different shit, dude. It's all that research cam. It's like, some of it is subbuccal. It's like, and no one really knows what they're taking. It's really stupid. And everyone should know, because like the guy ordered off the internet. He saw exactly what chemical he got. He could tell everybody what it is. But yeah, man, if you guys recall, like around 2001 or whatever, the DA had that big bust. They shut down all the LSD manufacturing. Thank you, Shuri. You really should follow me. We're for the healing of the nations, the end of every curse. And Jesus is weed, by the way. Literally. But they shut down the LSD manufacturer, and like, LSD, like, disappeared and shit in America. Like, when I came up ready to do it. You understand? So your boy is starving. Starving, guys. I've witnessed, like, the desolation around me. Not impressed, I'm not impressed at all. I also want to say Fabrice, what's up? I also want to say Tyler, hi. Okay. And I'm going to slap this up on YouTube probably, immediately. Y'all get me on YouTube. I'm also at Brother Dank on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, all these things. We do, I speak on it, okay? Jesus is weed and energy medicine. It's a doable thing, okay? I'm from the 90s. I remember when science mattered to some. And, people were, interested in a scientific fact, okay? Our linguistic finding and all this. So, look, guys. It's my testimony. Also, I'm at your service. Jesus is weed, literally, okay? Jesus is weed. The Christos is the anointing oil, right? It's got weed in it. Exodus 30:23. It's cannabosum. So the Yeshua teaching is just teaching on the situation. It's like a political teaching even. It's like for political protections. He says dangerous testimony. Yes, Jesus is weed. Yeshua, the Christos, his identity, the Christos, is the entire weed healing scenario. Unleashed on the people, unleashed on the Gentiles, right? Delivered from the priesthood class that was murdering everybody. When Yeshua stepped in the temple, he had to call them all hypocrites because they were letting the sick widows die and not anointing them with oil. They weren't even keeping the law of Moses. And by now, you've got people perverting the word like Jeremiah talks about, to where you don't even get the fact that tree of life is cannabis when it's clear. Crystal clear. That's a major key, you guys. It's a major key that I'm trying to deliver back onto the people, man. That's for sure. I'm from the 90s. You guys, I don't give a fuck what I look like. If it's true, I don't care, dude. I'm going to go with the truth. I'm one of those Gonzo dudes from the 90s. If you got any problems, speak to my attorney, which is like my fucking left nut. If you want further testimony, you can huff my taint and get a good whiff of my taint. Because the government's all up in my shit, y'all. They're all up in here. I encourage them to take a good whiff of my undershirt. Hey, man, I'm glad you hear me, Rich. We're going to keep doing it, bro. We're going to keep doing it. No, these are not Newports. These are American Spirits. And you guys, if I blessed your life today, or if I haven't yet, let me do it right now. You guys have a great day. I have a PayPal me link as well for donations. Or if you'd like to do a guided session, meditation, I will recharge your life, yo. We can do that. And no one will be turned away. Really, if you need help, I'm kind of intuitive and stuff like that, Miss Cherie. So, that's my message. Anything else from the 90s we should bring up right now while we're at it? Otherwise, we're going to shut it down. Anna Edwards is here. She remembers the 90s. She's probably from the 90s. She's not a bot. Let's see. Nope, Anna's a bot. Anna's a bot. We're going to block her. YouTube, I'm sorry you have to see all this Periscope back and forth with the bots. But I'm tempted to end it, except Raj, Prakash, and Cool Guys just walked in. And I think it's a bot. It's a bot. I'm going to block it. Blocking bots. That's what we're doing. I should hashtag that on YouTube. Blocking bots. Because that's what we've been doing here lately. Miss Fransman's here. Fransman remembers. Watch Hubson All Your Fault music video. Oh, dude. Two-tone. Good tip. Look, would you tweet that at me? Por favor. Merci. Tweet that at me, please. Because I'm not going to be able to go back. It's hard to even watch a replay here. Would you tweet that, Brother Dank? So I don't forget, please. Would you do it? That way, Tommy Two-Tone, I can see what you're talking about. It's probably something from the 90s that you remember. And I definitely want to recall that with you. We were just sitting here talking about how, the 90s was cool because there was drugs and music. It's probably represented in the music video you're speaking of. You guys, check out that music video. Do that. I hope it's tweeted at me. But at this rate, we're going to shut it down. Thanks, YouTube.